Hello everybody, Kenny here, also known as SolidFan85. Welcome to a vlog, and I guess a bit of an update in ways. I wanted to cover something. I just woke up about 30 minutes ago, and I am one for looking at the news online from a bunch of sources, social media, certain independent websites, so on and so forth. But I wanted to touch on, and this got me thinking about, what happened with my Silent Thoughts channel. I had Z's at the end of that. It was a bit of a short-lived thing for me, unfortunately, mainly due to online fallout. I had people coming after me. I even got a death threat or two from certain videos that I posted stating my own personal opinion. Now, I say death threats, and they literally were death threats, but they were empty threats, as always. Because on the Silent Thoughts channel, I actually posted about my views on politics and religion, which is always a minefield to navigate. Now, me, I can be very passionate about things like that. I still can be, especially on Twitter. So if you ever follow me on Twitter, be forewarned. Every so often, something might get shared, retweeted, or just stated about how I feel about things, because I'm a human being. I have my own ideas. I have my own, what I believe is the right policies, so on and so forth. I'm a humanist in that regard. I go after what can actually help people, even when other people tend to discount them. Politically, I'm independent, although I do lean to the left a little bit, I suppose. I identify that way anyway. But, religiously, I just because of certain factors in my life and because of the way I'm not really religious. So, although, I have my ideas, I have my, um, causes on the matter. So there's that. But we won't go any further than that. Anyway, so that pretty much led to me getting the drive to just go ahead and shut down the Silent Thoughts channel. Unfortunately, when it comes to online politics and online religious chat, or lack thereof, people get very, very, very heated to such a point that they are willing to, even if emptily, in an empty way, threaten somebody's life. It's sad, pathetic, but true. People are so passionate about what they believe, about what they line up with, about where they align, so on and so forth. As an independent, I've even been called a coward because I can't choose a side when, the truth of the matter is, I don't go for either party because they both can take an extreme viewpoint. And in my experience, if you're a part of one party, the other party is the enemy. And it seems like humanity goes right out the door online. When it comes to real life, you do see that from time to time, but in real life, people are, especially in person, people are willing to discuss your ideas, unless you're in a big crowd and then mob mentality can kind of kick in, and then you become, the enemy. And it's an unfortunate part because online, you do see it every so often, don't get me wrong, it's not all the time, but online, the internet is such a powerful but chaotic tool at times for people to discuss their beliefs. Another part of it is bots. A lot of bots get involved because I'm always convinced that certain powerful campaigns, especially during election year, do utilize bots of some sort from third parties, so on and so forth, to muddle campaign waters, especially for on people they're running against. It might be a bit conspiratorial, but I believe that happens. I really do. Even though they may not be directly linked with a campaign, it could still happen. So online politics and online chatter about religion can be very scary. Very scary. So that's kind of why I pulled my whole leg out of it and I only dip my toe into it every so often. That's a weird way to put it, but it is what it is. But with all that said, never, if you're ever going to get into this stuff, never forget the humanity. Never forget that it's people you're fighting for. And while you may view them as an enemy politically, religiously or whatnot, they're still human beings. Um, they're still breathing and they bleed just like you do. And you're not superior, you're not inferior. You're just all living on this planet, vying for what you believe to be the best policy for a country or for the world is, you know. I think we can all agree on universal truths that war sucks. Any kind of war, um, if it is needed, should be justified and should be transparent about why we're doing it. And people suffering is really sucks. It really sucks. Even if they're an enemy, that's just me. People may call me weak-hearted for that or a bleeding heart. But look, people are still human beings. Now, when you start getting to like the fronts of terrorists and stuff like that, that's a different chapter. You know, that's something different. But innocent civilians, innocent people that are just bystanders in what's going on between one region and another, that is obviously a universal truth that they shouldn't suffer. They shouldn't have to pay for what's going on. So, you know, I think that's just some things. And, you know, the other is people need help. People need a leg up every so often, you know. Either it's food or, you know, loans or whatever. Although, I don't know, my general idea on loans is, I don't know. It's pretty weird. I've never really gotten into that part, but, you know, yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, needless to say, it can be very dangerous, uncharted waters online. People get really passionate. They'll make stupid moves and send you stupid DMs. Um, and at the same time, people can also get very dangerous. In a very, very, very rare instances, we've seen it in the news. Rather, it was hyped up or just a fear-mongering tactic. It's hard to say, but people can get dangerous if they feel that their way of life is being threatened. You know, um, and it's crazy how people can get. The thing about it though is you got to remember, especially like a country like the U.S. compared to other countries, we're still a damn teenager, people. We're only over 250 years old, while there are countries that have been around for thousands of years, a lot longer than we have. So we're still, in my opinion, still trying to find our way. We've gotten a few things right, but there's still some stuff we got to work on. Rather it's, you know, if you view that from the left or the right, you know, I believe that to be a universal truth. So, but with that, you know, I'm proud to be an American. Um, and I enjoy my freedoms as they are. And, you know, but there are some things I see personally that could change. So, but anyway, you know, these are just general ideas that I had shared on the Silent Thoughts channel videos, but I had gone more in depth on my views on certain things. And it just got to a point to where, look, I got a lot going on in my life, and I love sharing my opinion. I love sharing my views. So I just figured, look, obviously these people aren't going to stop bothering me. They were pestering me day and night. I was getting alerts, messages, Twitter, YouTube, even a couple on Discord. And unfortunately, a couple of them were members of the Silent Fan 85 community, of the Awesome Com. You know, that hurt. One of these people were somebody that had hung out with the community for years. And it hurt whenever this person came at me the way they did. I won't say any more than that, but um, it's just unfortunate that politics and religion can change people. They can show you a different side of them that you didn't really expect. And I'm sure in the last few election cycles, we've seen that in our families as well. In fact, I'm pretty sure a lot of families have probably not been torn apart, but have distanced themselves from people they were once close with because of different ideals, or because somebody said something, and from there, it was all downhill. You know, um, it's very unfortunate, but it's, you know, it's just it's a part of life. It really is. It's a part of life. So just remember that if you're going to get into online discussion about any of these topics, be aware. It's gloves off with people. Unless they're willing to listen and actually chat and present valid points without going to childish name calling or labels or so on and so forth, be aware, you know, beware for sure, because it can be crazy. So anyway, that's you know, for all intents and purposes, why the Silent Thoughts Silent Thoughts channel didn't work out, unfortunately. I just made the personal decision, just go ahead and pull it down. You know, let's move on with my life, spread a thought here and there on Twitter, maybe here on here. I do expect a few dislikes on this video because that's how this happens. But, you know, it is what it is. So I just want to share this with you guys. I know a few of y'all were excited for that channel, and that's what happened. I never really gave a clear thought on it. I put up a couple posts on Twitter, but yeah, I don't know. There it is. I get tired even thinking about it. See, that's what it did to me. So anyway, thanks for watching. Remember, you're awesome. Never let the world tell you otherwise. Stay safe, stay sane. Remember, you're human, and so is every other voter. And never forget that. See ya. I can't hit the button, apparently.